Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Push to Pass F1 podcast. Today's episode is a bit of a special one. It's a bit of a treat. We've been looking forward to this and worrying about it for quite a while. It is our 2027 driver lineup predictions. So, we've just spent a good 15-20 minutes changing our list, and I think we've changed it about 6 times.
Yeah, well, speak for yourself, mate. I mean, a lot of mine slotted into place quite nicely. I just had a few snagging points.
There were some rogue
As for
names being
yourself,
thrown
though.
around, mind.
Oh, yeah. Well, was it Ayumu Iwasa?
Yeah, Wassa was thrown around. Callum Ilott got a shout somewhere. But yeah, so we'll be predicting our lineup for all 2027 for all 11 teams. Just a bit of context for drivers' contracts. The only drivers who have a contract past 2026 are Charles Leclerc, Piastri, Norris, and Max Verstappen. Everyone else is pretty much up at this year, but some have options to extend.
And as we know, a contract in Formula One doesn't really mean much.
And you will find that out very quick.
Yeah.
Right. You have 2 staying the same, yeah?
Let me just double check because I forgot.
I've got the one team staying the same.
One. Just one.
Just one. Yeah, and I think we both have the same team. So, Cadillac, I have Perez and Bottas.
Yeah, very easy first one, as I've also got Perez and Bottas.
The only way I could see that possibly changing would be for Herta, but I just don't think he's going to do good enough.
Yeah, exact same thought process as you. I thought Colton Herta, it looks likely that that's what they'd like to do, but as you say, I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to pan out.
Also, I don't know if they're rolling out their own engine next year, or it's probably going to be well within development next year. So keeping those 2 rounds probably their best bet.
I did have a look at there's an American in Formula 3 who I've heard quite a lot about. And unfortunately, I can't pronounce his last name if it's not in front of me. But it's Ugo.
Oh, Ugo Chukwu or something.
Yes, I didn't want to be disrespectful.
He is a McLaren driver.
Right. I just saw that he's American and I thought, oh, maybe that's a way in. But for 2027, if he's in Formula 3.
Yeah, McLaren. I think
out.
McLaren picks him up when he was in karting or something.
Yeah, I've heard that he's highly touted.
Highly touted? I know, I've now you've mentioned, I remember that I wrote an article, I think a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I can never spell his name right. But yeah, Cadillac, no real reason to change it though.
No.
Obviously, they could.
Definitely could.
We could see a world where both of them, I doubt it'll be very unlikely that both of them block, but I think there's every possibility that one of them could not reach expectations, if you get me.
Yeah, and at the age that they both are, one of them could just turn around and say, I don't want to do it anymore.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, at the end of the year, I get Bottas saying, I want to go do rallying or something.
Also, we need to apologise.
Why?
Because last week we said Audi were running Ferrari engines and they're not.
Did we say that?
Yeah. Someone picked us up in the comments.
What are they running?
They're running their own.
They are they? That's pretty cool.
I thought they were doing a Cadillac and running Ferrari this year and then going to build their own, but they're just going straight into their own, apparently.
Apologies,
Audi. What team would you like to do next?
I was going to say, where do you want to go? I think, should we go bottom up?
Yeah, I think it makes sense to go up in terms of backfield forward.
So who do we think is going to be the second worst next year? Or 2027, sorry.
I think it might be Alpine.
Yeah, I'm happy to do an Alpine.
Right, already before we go out the gate, I think Alpine will not be Alpine in 2027.
Yeah, who do you think they'll be?
I think Alpine and Mr. Christian Horner will bring back a manufacturer, and I have toyed with about 3 names, but I'm going to go with Porsche. They've pulled out
with the other 2,
BMW, or potentially another Asian brand. Potentially like a Nissan.
Yeah. So your thought process there is they've pulled out of work?
Pulled out the hypercar program. And they were rumoured a while ago, weren't they?
Yeah, it was. It was before Audi, I think, they were rumoured.
Yeah, because I think they were in talks of taking over Red Bull at one point and becoming like Red Bull Porsche or something.
Remember that.
But yeah, that is my prediction for Alpine. Do you think they're going to stay Alpine?
For the reasons of easiness for this list, I've got them as I know today. They will be Alpine. You know, I wouldn't entirely be surprised if by 27 they're not Alpine, but for now I've got them as Alpine. Yeah,
Oh, big Flavio. Right. Give me a driver lineup.
I've got quite boring to be honest. I've gone for Paul Aron and Gasly.
Oh, interesting. I've gone for Pierre Gasly and Alex Dunn.
Nice. I also toyed with him.
I just think he was linked quite heavily to Red Bull last year, and I think the only reason he didn't probably get signed was because of some internal politics involving Mr. Marco. And I think you can quite clearly see Christian Horner is quite a big fan. And he's probably quite a good, like, commercial asset, isn't he?
Yeah, so you've got Alex Dunn and Pierre Gasly in the Porsche.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The typical old head, old reliable head, mixed with a bit of youth.
Yeah, it's a formula that is proven to work.
Paul Aaron was also on the list. I just not going to be harsh, but I just don't think he's going to.
I was kind of thinking that if Alpine are still in the sport in 2027, I don't think they'd be in it for much longer after that. So I'm thinking that they'll just kind of go for the straightforward. He's in the academy. Just get him in.
When I was thinking of like teams and stuff, Victor Martins did come into my head.
Yeah, I also looked at Victor Martins, but I just don't think he's
a bit past it now.
I don't think he's enough. He's also like 23, I want to say. So he's, getting on a bit.
Until 23 is getting on a bit.
Yeah, bro's finished.
Oh, but yeah, I just think they have to make a move. I don't think Colapinto is their future, and even if Briatore is there refusing there, I think someone else will probably want someone different, just someone a bit more potential, a bit of a higher ceiling, and then just ride Gasly for the end of his career. Moving on. Who do you think will be next?
I would quite like to do an Audi, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you think they're going to be that bad in 27?
Don't know. Their car reliability so far didn't look great.
Yeah, go on then. We'll do an Audi. We'll get it out of the way.
I've kept one and removed the other.
I have also done that.
Oh, I think you might have kept Gabriel Bortoleto.
Jock. Yeah.
Who's your team?
Any true listener of the show would know that I've been banging this drum since day dot. I have gone for Gabriel Bortoleto and Carlos Sainz.
Very much nearly crossed my mind, but I'd gone for a slightly different approach. And this doesn't make sense on the surface, but it's a bit more of wishful thinking. I've gone with Gabriel Bortoleto and Liam Lawson.
Okay. I see it.
I just want Liam Lawson to remove himself from that Red Bull family, because now they've got their new shiny new toy in Lindblad, haven't they?
Yes.
And he could quite easily become that Sonoda character of, he might get into the main team again, but obviously that didn't work last time, so I think it just makes sense for him to move away. And it's a young pair, and I think I could excel with.
Exciting, yeah. I rate Lawson very highly.
Do you think Carlos Sainz would abandon that Williams project, though?
Yes, I think he would. I think he definitely would for an Audi, because if they've put in their own engines in already, they've got the money, they're a massive brand. Driving for a manufacturer, which I think always helps, and especially for the dough.
The De Niro,
I think
the Wonga.
I think that's what matters for Carlos Sainz at this point in his career.
It crossed my mind, but I was in the sort of sense of like, there's a reason he didn't go there in the first place.
There is, but I think that was almost nerves, unproven. And actually, you don't know if there was ever even talks. But the reason why it always came into my head was that his dad is like a huge ambassador for Audi.
Doesn't he race Audi in Dakar?
Yeah, he does. Or he did. I don't know if he did this year, but he definitely has done. So
yeah. What was I going to say? It crossed my mind. That. Oh, that was a good point. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, that was it. Obviously, we are filming this, the pre-season shakedown private test where everyone's going to see it, Barcelona thing, is currently going on, and Williams have missed that and they're not taking part in it. So people are already raising question marks over them for next year. So that could actually aid your point if Carlos Sainz is, because he's not old, but he's running out of time.
Can't be dealing with, a mediocre car. That being said, I still think Williams will be all right this year.
Yeah. I think it's quite a decent bet to have, especially given Mercedes power unit. So I've gone Bortoleto Lawson, you've gone Bortoleto Sainz. Can't wait for Bortoleto to not even make it to Australia. I would like to go Haas next.
Haas or Toyota?
I have Haas changing to Toyota.
As do I, yeah.
Yeah, I have Toyota buying out Haas and becoming. They might change it so like they swap it round so it becomes Toyota with Haas as like the title sponsor for a year.
Like something like Toyota Gazoo, Haas Racing.
Toyota Gazoo,
like
Gene Haas. You're no longer involved racing. Have you gone for a complete change?
I have. I actually really love my lineup. I've looked at it and I like it.
I like mine. But you're not gonna like them.
I've got one and I just think it probably won't happen, but I just love it, so I'm going to do it anyway.
Go for it.
I've gone for Liam Lawson, and I've got good reason. And I've gone for Cali Rovanpera.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. Rovanpera with like my honourable mention for a test driver.
Yeah.
I was like, it just makes sense. Also, I do see the Liam Lawson show because he did Super Formula.
It's Super Formula. He's done, I think, the series in New Zealand that quite a lot of people do. I know Lando Norris did
the
it.
Toyota Racing Series.
Yeah, it is called the Toyota Racer Series. And also, as an Asian brand, they do tend to kind of attract athletes from that side of the world.
Yes, that like oceanic region.
Yeah. So to me, that makes sense.
I've gone for a very different route. I've gone with Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay.
And Rafael Camara. Camara?
I think they say it as Camara.
I think it's Camara because he's Brazilian, I want to say.
Yes,
he's South American.
He's Brazilian.
But yeah, I think Tsunoda, they've got the Japanese link there. Obviously, formerly a Honda driver, but
to be honest, I completely forgot that Tsunoda existed.
Yeah, that Japan link, which I think would make sense, like the Audi with Hulkenberg, Gasly with Alpine sort of job. And then Camara is a Ferrari Junior, I believe. Yeah. And I would imagine even if Toyota did buy out Haas, they'd still use Ferrari power units for a while. So it would sort of make sense in that they're that feeder team again.
Not saying that my shout of Cali Rovanpera is the most realistic.
I was just about to get onto that.
I would say with the Yuki Tsunoda link, surely those years of Honda where they basically kind of bought him a drive, surely he wouldn't just kind of turn his back on that and go to a rival brand.
There's no loyalty.
I mean, crazier things have happened.
There is no loyalty in F1.
No, fair enough. Good point.
Where have you pulled Rovanpera from?
First of all, I will say it's complete bias because I just like the bloke. I like the bloke and I like his story. And I've said before, but I watched that one YouTube video where he takes round like a 2016 Red Bull round Austria. And ever since, I've just been like, that needs to happen. And he's doing Super Formula this year. And I did research. If he won the title this year, he wouldn't have enough super license points. But I read an article saying that he's also doing like regional Japanese races in between.
Yeah, you'll probably.
And if he does well in those, he can get enough.
Yeah, you'll probably do like Formula Asia or something. I think that's still a thing.
But winning Super Formula in your first year, as your first season of open wheel racing, is a lot easier said than done. So the likelihood is that doesn't happen. But I just really like him. And like the Toyota link, to me, it just makes perfect sense.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Where did you pull this Toyota link from? He raced for Hyundai.
No, he didn't. He raced for Toyota.
I'm swearing he raced for Hyundai.
Nah. Thierry Neuville raced for Hyundai. He definitely raced for Toyota. 100%.
Oh, I think he was racing, literally this week. Against. Ah, right. Yeah, you are right. He is doing the Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy.
Yeah. So
Oh no, he did race for Toyota. Yeah,
if he wins, if he wins a lot this year, which he might not do, but he might do, then he'd have enough super license points and he could go into that Toyota team. And just, I don't know, that pairing of like having a Finn and then a Kiwi. I don't know. I just love it.
he has already got a podium.
See, just get him in there.
Is he doing is that a Toyota Racing Series? Yeah, it might. I think he is doing what is effectively that Toyota Racing Series.
So he's in New Zealand at the minute.
He's doing the like they call it like the South Asia thing because they just combine the two. Right, who have we got next? I think quite reasonably move on to VCARB.
Right, so just to summarise, you had Yuki Tsunoda and who?
Rafael Cameron.
I like it.
I just think you've got to have talent to be a rookie F3 champion. And also, with later picks, it makes sense for Ferrari to be promoting juniors. And you've gone for
Liam Rothenpera and Liam Lawson.
Fair enough. VCARB.
Yep.
Hard, easy to pick.
For me, quite easy and also very strong.
Mine was quite easy and very exciting.
Yeah. So I've gone for Arvid Lindblad and Nicola Soler.
Hey, same.
Yeah. It's a very, very good pairing.
It's Red Bull's future.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate. This is why we have a junior team. This is why we have a junior program. Let's get them in to F1 as quickly as we can.
100%. I think going off what I've seen and a lot of the sort of rhetoric around Nikola Solov is very good, very quick. So I think get him in. He's also Bulgarian, which is just cool. Cool to have another nationality in there.
Yeah, I think
big fan.
A lot of what I've seen, people think Solov is better than Lindblad. People were ranting and raving about Lindblad, us included.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's much to say about that either.
No, I think that is just, as you say, good old Red Bull Drivers Academy. There's never been any faults there, is there?
No, never. Hey, they've got rid of Helmut Marko, so it might work.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. This is where everything could go wrong.
Yep.
Who do you want to go next?
Well, for you.
Yeah, because this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 6 teams. I'm playing F1 career mode.
We'll do you because I feel like you get to pick because yours are a bit more crazy than mine, and I don't want you to give away all your best ones.
Okay.
So kind of go in an order where you could make it natural.
I'll go Williams then.
Okay.
I've gone with one change, and I've gone Carlos Sainz and Leonardo Fornaroli.
Alex Albon's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I think Sainz is fully committed to this Williams project. I think he's at a point where he can't really risk more career moves because he's already had like 2 or 3 go wrong for him, really.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think Fornaroli is a driver deserving to be on the grid, in my opinion. Like we've said it before in a previous episode, the F2 champion should be on the grid, and obviously it didn't happen this year. But he's in a reserve drive with McLaren, so whether they do like a little loan him out type job.
Yeah. I don't mind it. Similar to you, but different. I think Alex Albon's very committed to the Williams project.
Right.
He was almost at the start of the James Vowles era. He's 28, I want to say.
Yeah, he's run the same age as Max.
I cannot see him getting a better move than that.
Oh, wait till you see.
I cannot see him getting a better move than that. I think they genuinely love him there as well. And obviously I've already had Sainz move. So I've gone for Alex Albon and Alex Dunn.
He was close to being my Williams pick.
Yes. I think he's good enough to be on the grid. I think he will be on the grid. And it's just where he fit. That's where he fit for me.
Yeah. He was. I think that second Williams drive was pretty much whoever was like the most developed because they like a good development driver, than someone who they can build, but someone who has
Yeah,
pace.
yeah.
And like, even from your point of view, like we said with Alpine, he's quite a commercial value, and I can imagine Fornaroli being the same.
Yeah, yeah.
I can,
I like it.
but I just do see signs in Albon staying together.
I don't think so personally, because I think Williams they'll want a newer driver coming in just for the future. I mean, like Sainz is in his 30s and
Yeah.
Albon's approaching.
Yeah, they're both high 20s, early 30s.
And I'm kind of banking on the fact that Sainz gets his head turned, basically.
I've gone similar but different, and I think mine does actually make sense with the next team. So we'll move to Aston Martin.
Okay.
Early shout, have you got Fernando Alonso retiring?
So I do.
Okay, me too. My Aston Martin driver lineup, I have gone with Alex Albon and Lance Stroll.
Okay, Albon there makes sense. I can see why you've done
I've
that.
gone for the Honda Asia sort of link,
Yeah, yeah.
because I think they'd rather go with someone like Albon than potentially gamble with Yuki, in my eyes. And they're not going to go to Lance Stroll then.
No, I like yourself. I've come to the realization that Lance Stroll is going to be part of the furniture for the next couple of years at least. God help us. So I've gone for Lance Stroll and George Russell,
He was very close to being in my Aston Martin line.
which it gives the listeners a giveaway of what happens at Mercedes, I think.
Oh my god, I wonder who could be going where.
So yeah, I've got George. I don't know. George Russell to me is just so 007. It's like
That is push to pass bingo, right?
he just is, isn't he? Like I've said it so many times, but he's just perfect for the branding. He knows the Mercedes engine. Newey in his corner. Give us some championships.
I do think there will be question marks raised this year over Stroll, though. Mainly from Newey.
What are you saying? You think that the hire? Because I mean, they've gone wild on the hiring. Like they've got some really accomplished guys in there. Do you think that they're going to put the pressure on and they're going to say, you know, we're delivering you a good car, we're not getting the results, and it's his fault?
Yeah, like
Get
if
him
it
out.
quickly becomes a Red Bull situation where, like, say if they, in your case, say if they bring, or even this year, say Fernando is like in and around the podium and Stroll's lower points, they'll go like, look, this can't happen. We're doing everything we can. You need to sort of help us on that front. And I think his dad would even then go like, look, it's a business. I've got to get the best. Go have some fun in work.
Wish he'd said that a couple of years
I
ago.
wish he said that in like 2017.
But, yeah, I think we've gone quite similar there with you know, both Brit / Thai and then a Brit.
Not a top drive. Well, no, in your case, top driver, but like that, it's not of a Verstappen.
No, yeah.
Although he did very much nearly end up in mine.
Well, it was rumoured for a while, wasn't it?
He's ruined everywhere. Top. Well, no, we'll go to Ferrari because I've got quite a home run, and I think you probably have the same. I've got Ollie Behrman and Charles Leclerc.
Yes, as do I.
I think Behrman is just the natural successor to Hamilton, which sounds mental given like how much they've spent on Lewis and everything like that, and how much remove Lewis to Ferrari was. I just think that he might call time, mainly because I just don't think he's that interested in me.
As a spoiler, I've got Lewis Hamilton stepping away after this year.
I've got Lewis Hamilton to Red Bull, mate, so have that. Yeah, I just think it's a sad end, but I think it's an end he can just sort of say, look, my contract's up, fair enough.
Yeah, I quite like. I think he'd like giving his seat up to a young, fast Brit.
Yeah, this like the passing of the guard type stuff.
Yeah, and I just think Ferrari have invested time and money into Behrman. It just makes sense.
But we did both sort of toy with the idea of Charles Leclerc leaving, didn't we?
I can't lie, I've thought about it for about 2 seconds this morning, and then I thought it's just so wrong. He's going to retire at Ferrari.
So, a bit of spoilers. Before we went and recorded this, about 5 minutes before, I had Behrman and Hamilton, and Leclerc going elsewhere. But I just think Leclerc's too loyal in a situation he shouldn't be.
Yeah, I can't see him moving anywhere else.
Unfortunately. Get him in a Red Bull.
No.
Where do you want to go next? Because the next three, I think we might have the same Mercedes lineup.
Should we go Merc?
Yeah, I'll go Merc. Have you got Dutchman and an Italian man?
I do, yeah.
Ah, me too, mate. Yeah,
I've got Max Verstappen, Kimi Antonelli.
I think Red Bull are going to be poo-poo this year, and I think Max Verstappen might want to leave.
Yeah, we spoke about it in the last pod. The kind of Red Bull future, where will it go? Where will it lead? And kind of Max's thought process, and kind of harping back to the summer rumours from last season with Toto and stuff. And yeah, I just think I want it to happen. I want it to happen a lot, and that's why it's made my lineup. That's why I think it will happen.
I also just think if Toto's going, I'm that Mercedes is probably going to be the most attractive seat on the grid if things are to be believed from this year. And I think Max will pretty much just say to Toto, "Look, I'm available. I'm interested. Do everything you
Enough
can."
of the checkbook at him.
And I think they'd more get rid of Russell than Antonelli.
Yeah. Unfortunately for George, even though he's a great driver and he's done well for Mercedes, I just think he'll almost never be good enough to like please Toto.
No.
I just don't think, if something else came up, I just think he'd be binned off.
Yeah, he was second fiddle to Lewis, in my opinion. And then there's always been the rumours of Verstappen.
Well, it's just unfortunate for him because he worked hard to get there, showed promise, has always delivered good results, but you had Lewis Hamilton next to him, so it makes sense why he was second fiddle. And then when he was supposed to get his big break, he was the first driver. They brought in like a wonder kid like Kimi Antonelli, who's taken some spotlight.
I think Antonelli will have a big year as well this year. I think,
oh yeah,
we spoke about it a bit last season. There was plenty of criticism for him. He wasn't like
it was.
He didn't have a perfect year, but I think he also probably has got enough of the bank where he can sort of justify being favoured over George.
He didn't have the perfect year, but to me, he had the perfect rookie year. He made plenty of mistakes, but he also did plenty right. He had poles, he won a sprint. So to me, that is just spot on.
Yeah, I think
that's exactly what he needed to do.
I think he just did what he had. He just had a typical rookie year, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was nothing like you could just say that obviously like his pole and stuff, and that's something you could say. Well, like that's good enough to write home about, but it is also just sort of that upper team bias a bit. I can't lie, my McLaren and Red Bull lineups have absolutely gone mental.
I can hear you clicking away there. Are you making last minute changes?
No, I'm trying to find, just for a bit of spoilers for everyone listening, we have some fan sort of submissions. I'm trying to find the ones off Instagram, but I can't find them.
Right, okay.
No, I've
where do you want to go next?
Got McLaren.
Okay.
Have you got the same? Have you got is that team you're keeping the same, or are you making a change?
Made changes.
I've made change.
So for me, I've got McLaren for 27 is Lando Norris and Leonardo Fornaroli.
Oh, interesting. I've gone very different.
Yeah.
I've gone Lando Norris and George Russell.
Wow.
The proper British lineup.
Oh my God. I think every dad around the country would spunk.
Oh yeah. You'd have a bank holiday for it. My thinking was I can see your sort of path of Russell to Aston. But I think Russell is sort of in a situation where if he is in a title fighting car with Mercedes, he's probably not going to want to abandon that like Mercedes setup completely. Because Aston are Honda now, aren't they? So I think he just might want to stay in that. And I feel like George is a driver who'd want to push himself against the best, and he'd probably back himself against the Lando.
Okay, I like what you're saying, and I could hear like George Russell almost saying that. That would be like his reasonings. I've gone for, I'm going to say probably a bit more realistic.
Yeah, yours is 100% more realistic. Mine's mental.
In terms of Fornaroli is a McLaren reserve driver this year, and I've kind of thought the thought process of they brought Piastri on. He won F3, F2 consecutively, took a year out as a reserve driver, and then they brought him in.
Yeah.
And that's basically what Fornaroli is doing at the minute. So that's my thought process.
It was very nearly my pick for that, but I just had nowhere else to put Russell. Did sort of make a situation in my head where it worked, but I think Fornaroli would be more likely the option. And Lando's not going anywhere, is he? He's there, like, Lando is there, Verstappen to Red Bull, there Ferrari to Charles. And finally, Red Bull. I think we might have the same for this as well.
I think we must do.
Yeah, we do. I've got Oscar Piastri and Isaac Hadjar.
Yes.
Oscar Piastri is a Red Bull driver written all over, and I don't care what anyone says.
That's 100%. I think writing's on the wall for that one. I really do think that's going to happen. I don't think maybe 27, but definitely 28.
I think 27, because I think this year, if he has the same, Oscar, in my opinion, has the mentality, and probably because his manager is Mark Webber as well, to be like, well, I'm not wasting time. I want to go win.
Yeah. I mean, the Mark Webber link is why I kind of think it can happen as well.
Yeah. I think there would have to be some sort of assurance there where Oscar would come in as a number one driver and have the sort of treatment of Max.
100%. And I think that would be, I mean, obviously wait and see with Hadjar's development, but I think that's entirely plausible that he could walk in there as a first team driver.
Oh, 100%. I think it's realistic. And that's sort of us banking on Hadjar. It's almost not, though. I was going to say it banks on us of Hadjar being well next year, but it sort of is a result of them not having anyone else, unless Lindblad has like the year of his life.
Yeah, I mean, Lindblad might come in and just be unreal, and yeah, they'd promote him, wouldn't they? But I'm kind of going off the basis that they're not going to rush him.
No.
Because I think for 2027, if you've got Isaac Hadjar, who'd be going into his third year, and a rookie, there's just like no experience there whatsoever.
I think we might see a new Red Bull.
Okay.
Because we have no Helmut Marko left.
Yeah. No Horner, no.
Yeah,
no
I think we might. Lauren Mecchi seemed a lot more like, not larger, a bit more like methodical in the way he works. He seems to he wants to trust the process and stuff a bit more.
I think it's a good time for Hadjar to get in that team, to be honest.
Speaking of Hadjar,
very good.
So just some things we have from the viewers. We have Isaac Hadjar is going to be without a seat. Red Bull's second driver curse will strike.
Can't really argue it. I mean,
historically,
I wouldn't necessarily agree, but you look back in the history books and that's, not far from the truth.
And we have Leonardo Fornaroli in the Williams. Sorry, someone agrees with me.
I think I like the Fornaroli sort of hype, and I think he will get in F1. I think a lot of people want to see him in F1.
I have the ones for Instagram, but they're on my phone. Let me get them up. Because I've got like 3 or 4 in here. They came from Sam and Cal, by the way.
Yep.
So we've got final year for Fernando Alonso, which we all agreed with. We have reload now. Concerns for Gasly.
Yeah, we voiced those concerns last week, didn't we? I mean, fortunately, he's made both our grids, but I could definitely see a world where he's left with no drive.
And this is probably the most mental one. Leclerc to Red Bull. Max in Merc if Red Bull are bad, and then Mercedes get Russell elsewhere.
Okay.
Now, I will admit, I toyed with the idea of Leclerc at Red Bull for about 35 seconds, and then
I just can't see that.
So that is all we have time for today on the Push to Pass F1 podcast. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and we will see you again next time.